Hi guys, this is Elena and today I want to share some photo tips and a crazy story about my first photography experience in San Francisco. If you live in a smaller, quieter city like I do, Alpharetta, Georgia, visiting San Francisco can feel like stepping into an entirely different world. It's visually overwhelming. I wasn't prepared for how much there was to take in. I've been in Alpharetta for almost 3 years now, and I've grown used to a certain kind of city: spacious roads, predictable infrastructure, lots of greenery, and neighborhoods that, let's be real, all have a similar vibe. It's peaceful, structured, and a great place for family life. But from an artistic and photography perspective, it's not very thrilling. So when I landed in San Francisco, it was a complete shock to the system. The energy, the architecture, the chaos. It felt like every single corner had something worth photographing. But here's the problem. When everything feels like a photo opportunity, how do you even decide where to point your camera? I quickly realized that without a plan, that kind of environment can turn from exciting to overwhelming. That's why I want to take you through my first-time photography experience in San Francisco. What worked, what didn't, and whether it's truly a photographer's paradise or just too much to handle. A telephoto lens is a must in San Francisco, and here's why. One thing I didn't realize before coming to San Francisco is that a telephoto lens is non-negotiable. Seriously, if you are planning to take photos here and don't bring one, you'll regret it. Because of the city's insane hills and the way everything is stacked, there are so many breathtaking views that you just can't capture properly with a standard lens. You'll need that extra zoom to frame a shot without everything looking too far away or cluttered. Take the Golden Gate Bridge, for example. It's stunning, but if you want those detailed, dramatic shots from a distance, a telephoto lens makes all the difference. And then there is Coit Tower, which totally caught me off guard. I went up there thinking, okay, cool, another observation deck, but wow, the views. A full 360-degree look at the city, packed with unexpected compositions that you wouldn't even notice from the ground. With a telephoto lens, I was able to zoom in and find all these hidden layers of the city: street patterns, distant landmarks, even tiny moments happening miles away. If you are visiting San Francisco for photography, trust me, don't just rely on a wide-angle lens, and a telephoto lens will change the game. Plan your route, but stay open to surprises. When it comes to photographing San Francisco, here is my advice. Have a plan, but don't stick to it too much. Sure, if you want those iconic shots of the Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz, or Lombard Street, do your research beforehand so you know the best angles and times to shoot. But some of the best photos happen when you let the city surprise you. For example, we were driving near the Embarcadero when I spotted a perfect shot, a classic San Francisco tram framed by the palm trees with the city buzzing around it. That wasn't part of any plan, but I had to stop and take photo of it. Luckily, my husband is from the San Francisco area, so he knew how to get around without wasting time. But when we were in LA and I wanted that perfect Hollywood sign shot, I had to research every possible location to find the best angle. So my advice: plan your must-see spots, but leave room for unexpected discoveries. Some of the best photos aren't the ones you plan. They are the ones you stumble upon. Sunset and night photography in a big city and my San Francisco nightmare. Sunset and night photography in a big city is absolutely magical. That's why I always bring a tripod when I travel. There is just something about city lights and long exposures that makes a place feel alive in a way daylight never does. In San Francisco, we headed to Yerba Buena Island around sunset, and I was beyond excited to capture the city skyline at night. But then, disaster struck. What's one of the worst things that can happen to a photographer on a trip? A dead camera battery, right at golden hour. And that's exactly what happened to me. As the sun started to set, I went to grab my extra batteries, only to realize I left them at home. Instant panic kicked in. I frantically searched through my suitcase in the car, hoping I had packed a spare one in there somewhere. But nope, nothing. So there I was, stuck on this tiny island, watching one of the most amazing sunsets over San Francisco, and the only way I could take a photo was with my iPhone. And let's be honest, phones just don't measure up when it comes to night photos. After 5 minutes of pure meltdown, yes, I was actually crying, my husband somehow managed to calm me down. Then it hit me. I had packed my battery charger. At least a battery charger, right? The issue was there was no power source anywhere. So we rushed to the nearest grocery store, and by some miracle, I found an electric outlet to recharge my one dead battery. Crisis resolved just in time to allow me to take at least some night photos. Moral of the story: triple check your gear before a photography trip. And if you ever think, I probably won't need that extra battery, take it anyway. You'll thank yourself later. Thank you for staying with me till the end. What's the worst thing that ever happened to you on a photography trip? Share in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. And have a great day.